Takže dobrý večer všem. Tady vás Jenda. A dneska si dáme zase Outer Worlds. Nevím, kolik budu mít času. Mám za sebou poměrně dost náročný týden a už jsem dost unavený. Tak, tady si zkusím přitáhnout to plátno malinko. Ještě mi dejte chvilku, já tady pustím stream. A kolikátý je to série? 100 video? 4? Jo. Outer Worlds, miniatura, změnit. Jestli to můžeme tady zatím pustit, ale já to předtím ještě tady dokončím, jo, to nastavení toho streamu, tak mě dejte ještě minutku. Zatím si můžete užívat tu skvělou hudbu in-game. Tak, to bude. Prčíme. Tak pojďme na to. Máme nachystaný čaj, jako vždycky. Já tady mám ještě teda rozpuštěný vitamin, protože na večer se to pít nemá, ale venku je sichravo. Já malinko chraptím. Asi tím, jak jsem začal streamovat, tak se to projevuje na mých hlasivkách. No a jdeme na to, takže máme dva parťáky, Parvátý a Felixe. Byli jsme na té Terraform Disaster, na tom asteroidu minule a nechali jsme tam tu vesnici neprozkoumanou. Takže já bych začal tím, že bychom se vrátili do té vesnice neprozkoumané. Prošli to, ať teda máme tam tu mapu jakoby hotovou. A pak bychom pokračovali na Monarch, protože jsme si byli schopni koupit ten na Wiki minule. A tím pádem můžeme. Tady nám vyskočil nějaký skill ještě. Dodge. Dodge distance, toto nic, defense. 70, kolik máme tady v těch našich těch? Když máme taky 50, tak co jsme se tady dali něco na defense pro změnu? OK, beru. Nechci se tím moc zdržovat, žurnál, něco nového v kodexu. Basics. Lead dodge. Double click jump when moving forwards to leap forward. OK, takže. No, tak to asi vyzkoušíme až přímo někde v akci. Tak. Tak, ještě se tady uvolní myš. Klávesku, posadení pohodlný. Jsem vycentrovaný, OK. Mikrofon, lehce sem. Mě dobře slyšíte. A taky dobře vidíte. A jdem na to! Tady, tudy. Moment. Yeah. Tak, Ado, Aduško. Hele, super. Příště se určitě podívám s tebou. My se vrátíme teda na silu. Fantazie. Tak, vy dva miláčci, pojďte, jdeme na to. Theory Biological Overview. Kde má citlivé místo? Uprostřed hrudníku. Tam má orgány a srdce. Ne, srdce má pod krkem. Takže pod krkem. Jedem. Náš tank Felix. Náš support a inženýrka Parvati. Tady je ten výrobník atmosféry, jak jsem minule zmiňoval. Tady asi úplně nefunguje, protože to tady jako... Ona tady atmosféra asi bude, jo? Tady někde v tom... v té sféře, ale... Moc to tady nefunguje. Je to tady samej agresivní robot a agresivní opičák. Tak, pojďme. Takže my jdeme tamhle nahoru, fajn. Zbraň máme, tamhle, tak tam půjdeme zpátky, tamhle ještě něco je. Zbraň máme úraznou, aby to na ty roboty dobře fungovalo. Tamhle jsme byli. Vy dva pojďte. Za chvíli to začne. Tamhle jeden. Fajn. To tak, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tak, pěkně toho tankujte. Ježišmarja, já jsem tuhej zase, když jsem si teď dával něco na to. To je tak krajče. Díky jsou dole, fajn. Já taky, ne? Kdyby se ustál. No. To mají na boku ty pokoje, já se jim tam nedostanu. Že není ještě ani jeden z nich tuhej. Já jsem si jak zvedl obtížnost nebo to. Není tam nic. Zkus je to jiného. To na ně nefunguje. No tak to je začátek par excellence teda. Zdrhej Jendo. Pauzne se to. Máme na tohoto náboje. Pojďme. Pokus číslo 2. Vyléčit. Jako tomu nic neudělá, dokud nedoleze nahoru, jo? No tak to je super, jo. Tak, kde je nějaký další? Jednoho teda sundali oni, jo? Tam jsou ještě opičky. Tam půjdeme pro kůže. No jdem na ně. X. Proč to děláte? Co je to za roboty? To nechápu, to možný. Zapravo nemůžu trefit, nechápu, jak je to možný. Dobrý, jeden je dole. Tím to zpomaluje ten čas. Tak. Ještě nějaký? No, takže už jsme to měli za sebou. Sranda teda. To je teda rozjezd, to je teda paráda, to vám povím. No, takže. Pojďme to vzít nějak, za co já jsem to vyměnil, tu zbraň. Jo, to je asi dobrý, to nechám takhle, no, ne, takhle a... Tactical shotgun. No jo, když já mám všechno už zastaralý. A neopravený. No, to by bylo nejlepší na ně. Tak, pojďme to tady vyhutit. Hele vy dva, jo? Tam. Nezavazet. No, já se posadím rovně, protože se hrozně hrbím. Tamhle ještě jeden. Jemu to nic nedělá prostě. Jo, to parváty tam šije ty granáty, jo. To není možný, tyjo, jako. Kde máš tu díru? Jo. To prostě potřeba jako jeden precizní shot přímo do toho jeho modrýho. To asi nějaký jako generátor, nebo zdroj energie prostě. Vending machine, nepotřebuji vending machine. Tady nic není, tady jsou dveře. Tady jsou druhé dveře, ale na ty nemám skill. No, tak pojďme dál. Tamhle jaká je skině, tam jsme nebyli. A tady jsou nějaké opičky, tam jsme taky nebyli. No, tak to jsme tady toho nechali víc, než jsem si myslel. Je potřeba být důkladný. Safe, cartridge, terminál. Na toaletce něco? Ne. Tak, já tady jenom nechám, jestli to funguje. Vypadá to, že to funguje. Takže tady ještě těžili nějaký vzácný minerály. To je... To je mazec. Sublight. Sublight. Nějaká společnost, která nespadá pod korporát. Zřejmě. Tak, co dál tady je? A tam já jako nemůžu, to je jako fyzická bariéra. Tam já můžu, ale tam umřu. Proč? Jako radiační záření, OK. Už já jsem to lekl. To mě nedělejte vy dva. No, takže... Tam nechodí. Ne. Sealed. Jiná cesta tam není. Tohle. Tady taky není vchod. Ne. No, tak to, jo, kam jsme chtěli, na tu stranu, na tu stranu. Pojďme tady na tu stranu nejdřív, tady to je takový kousíček a pak půjdeme tady na druhou. Tak. Hodíme očko. Tam to vypadá, že nikdo není. Tamhle to vypadá na opičáka. To nic nedělá. Chápeš to? No, tohle je docela účinný, to je docela dobrý. Tohle je docela účinný, to beru. Co ty? Zvedni se. Co to je zač? No, to je taky domek průbojná. Správně. Tak, co je tu? Tu nic není, je něco nahoře? Nahoru se asi nedostaneme, takže. Tamhle je taky nějaká jeskyně, tyjo. No, tyjo. To tady byl jen tak jako na rychlý skok minule. To budou ty dva doly. Damage hovering mechanical. Ten tady hlídá a stráží zřejmě. Myslíš, že když ti tady vyberu tu bednu, že mě jako necháš? No, já ti nevyberu, ale. Heavy machine gun. Já na to nemám skill. Vy to taky neumíte, že? Tak jdem. Tak to byla jedna jeskyně, jedna strana. Teď pojďme na tu druhou stranu a mrkneme do té druhé jeskyně ještě. Jsme ještě nevybrali? Ne. Tak, tady jsem měl někde ty opičky, jsou až tamhle dál, jo, OK. Tak. Nejdřív mrkneme sem. Abandoned prospecting ground. Ciao.
Salutations. This unit's primary function is excavator. Owner, Hephaestus Mining Corporation. Other functions include dialogue, limited current active commands, excavation. That is all.
Check. This place is abandoned. I think you can stop. What are you
This unit
excavating?
is removing rock matter in search of minerals, metals, and other forms of matter designated valuable. Brevity identified. Affirmative. This unit could discuss excavation at greater length, but does not wish to strain its daily charge. Thank you for your consumer loyalty, Junior Excavator. This unit will store this exchange in its memory banks. Always.
Tak jo, OK. Ale víš, že tady jako už nikdo jako, no to je jedno. To asi neukecám, aby to nechal, že jo? To nikam nevede, houbičky se nedají sbírat, no tak jdem. Vyřešíme to tam, je tam zde pár kůží. A frčíme dále. Ale ten je velký tady ten kámoš. A kde se objevíš? Pojď. Rozdělíme si je. Ne, ježišmarja, teď vy jste viděli, co se tady stalo. Já jsem si umylem otevřel překrytí Steamový. A je to. Jenom jsem se chtěl ujistit, že jsem si omylem nepřepl. Obtížnost, a jak vidíte, tak to nepřepl, je to rukama. Takže pokus číslo 2, co s tím ale teda? Je možný, že se jim jakoby zvyšuje počet životů a damage v závislosti na počtu členů mý party. You cannot travel this time. A proč? Já to jenom vyzkouším, velice rychle, jo? Protože tím by se jasně potvrdilo, že mám špatný setup, že prostě ti dva jsou ve špatných rolích. Stejná zbraň. No, tak teď jsem se málem sám zrakvil, tyjo. To je paráda. Stejná zbraň, ale jiná taktika, jo? Tak pojďte. Takže. No, tak tomu skoro nic neudělal. Ty jsou vtipní. Pojďte. Jedem. Bříško. Přijdeme bříško. Už jsou tady 3 další, ne někde, jasně, tyjo. Bříško. Přijdeme bříško. A jsem tuhej. Bříško. To nedám. No ne, to musíme dát. Nakopávají ty malý, jo. Kde mám ten granátomet? Co tohle? Teď jsem je resetl. Co s tím? Nemůžeme zdrhnout, tohle jako musíme dodělat. Už mě napadá akorát se někde zakempit, ale oni nějaká ty šutry, tak mě to stejně nepomůže, oni ke mně dolezou. A tady samozřejmě developeři to mají chytře udělané, já by jim tady lidi nemohli kempit. Teda designéři levelu. Co s tím? No to je k ničemu už, jako naprosto. Co tohle? To je taky k ničemu. To dodává větší zranění než to, co mám tady. No tak taktický shotgun je asi nejlepší varianta, tyjo, ale... Kde jsou ty ostatní teda, když ty předtím po mně šlo asi 8. Že mu to nic nedělá. Jestli oni vydali nějaký update, který je jako stížil, tak to teda jako potěžkoště. Nikdy nebyli takhle těžký. Aspoň toho jednoho. Dobrý. OK. Ten dává tu hroznou damage, která mě dává hrozný zranění. No. Ježiš. Pryč. Šup. Přebíhaná. Přebí to! No to je super, jo. Tohle nám to mě udělal film, jo. A to je všechno, jo. Víc vás tam nebylo. A nebo to je jedna skupina. ale to jsou všichni. Takže obtížnost nebo počet nepřátel se poměrně zvyšuje počtu členů ve vaší skupině. Parťáků. Předtím jich bylo 2x tolik. No, jinými slovy, když bude člověk potřebovat to vyřešit, když mu to nepůjde, tak stačí si jenom vzít ty své parťáky sebou a je to vyřešen. Tak. A jdeme dál. Takže tady to máme vyřešený, napijeme se. A ještě zajdeme tady na, ne, letíme na Morar, protože my, kolik máme peněz, no nemáme nic, jo, to znamená, že počítat s tím, že si někde koupíme lepší zbraň, nemůžeme. Nicméně, my můžeme na Stellar Bay, jdem na to.
Message from Dr. Wells. He'd like to congratulate you on finding a route to Monarch.
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate, violent native species, fascinating culture, really. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean.
Mám potočenou kameru, se mě zdá. Ještě jednou, pardon. Asi dobrý. Se mi to jenom zdá. No mám potočený monitor možná, nevím. Tak.
Oh, I've tried. I haven't been able to get through to him at all. Silence from the system's own information broker? Not a good sign. Oh, could be any number of reasons. Incarceration, a period of copious drinking, a severe case of the sleeping sickness. Better to be sure than to resort to conjecture. You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stellar Bay. Very hard to miss. Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound. Best of luck. Everyone on the Hope is counting on you.
Hledáme překupníka s informacemi, který se odmlčel a nereaguje. A máme si na to najmout nějakou místní alkoholičku. Nějakou hunterku a průvodkyni. Kdo to je?
A man who works in the mines of Hephaestus, coating his lungs in mercury dust for not but a few bits a night. This fate is set in stone? When he dies young, coughing up black blood, his part in the grand plan? No, I say. Greatness is in everyone, not just those so fortunate as to have been born into prosperity.
That was unexpected and odd. Analyzing the subtextual ordering. I believe it was a type of sermon, Captain. Very zealous in origin.
Ježišmarja, chtěl jsem si dát palce nahoru a rozbil jsem si tady apec. A málem jsem rozbil svoje brýle. Klid, hlavně klid. Takže. Co vy dva jdete? Prvně se podíváme. Nový skilly. No, defense jako rozhodně, protože my dostáváme strašnou čočku jako. Ale to je na melečko. No tak ne, dobře. Toto není úplně rozumný. Předtím, ale tak předtím něco jsme potřebovali málo, ale... Tady, jako když nic jiného nefunguje. No a super, už máme experta. Tak, perk. Companion Crit Chance. Šup ho tam. Tak. Felix. 242, 184. Parvati 164, 189. Armor, Parvati 17. To má 9, že? No. Ne, to nebudu dávat nic jiného. A co ty, armor? 16, heavy a stealth. Dodge a stealth. 17. Stealth minus 5. Factory stock armor plating, že to je to, co jako je tam navíc, OK. No, jo, tak. Teda, breakdown. Tohle. Tohle, repair. Možná to bylo, jsem dostal takovou čočku, protože jsem neměl opravený brnění. Tinker, co dělá Tinker? Já si můžu vylepšovat zbraně takhle, jo? Aha, a to není tak drahý. A co se teda vylepšíme jako? No a co mody? Máme nějaký mody, které bychom mohli použít? Damage type plasma. Damage type shock. No, tím se teď nebudeme úplně zabývat. Pojďme na ten monarch. To Stellar Bay. Vy jdete taky.
You think the people in Stellar Bay ever get used to this smell?
Ale proč ty nedá takový malý pokec s našima parťákama? Tak, teď tady krásně vidím, že jsem nakřivo. Teď už nejsem nakřivo.
Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back bays. That's right. Can't get anything past you, boss. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. Always wondered when my ship would come. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. I had to make my own way.
Takže se zhledával, jo?
That's what they called us. Orphans with no family, no company to take us in, nowhere to go but the back bays. The word's a touch kindlier than Rungleech, but the meaning's just as clear. If you can't support your own self, you don't deserve to be on the groundbreaker.
Jak jsi to
Same way we
zvládl?
all do. Look for work and hope somebody would give me a shot. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Foreman and I never got on.
Fajn. Takže děkuju. Já jsem doufal trochu, že mě řekneš něco o Stellar Bay, nebo aspoň nějaké empatie budou. A ty mě řekneš už vůbec nic. Cool, takže jdeme dál. Stellar Bay. Hvězdný přístav. Je vidět na druhou stranu? Asi ne, co? Tudy? Tak je. No tak nic. Jdeme dolů, parťáci. Aha, tamhle to je ten... Plynový obr. Plynný obr.
Hold on there. I gotta sign you in. Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right? You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
Nevybavuji si, bych viděl nějaký lodě, bitevní. Pardon, je čas na čajček. What are they doing out there?
You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
Budeme si hrát na Alexe?
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Jste tady opravdu tak izolovaní?
We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are Sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook.
Sublight.
And thank the stars for them, or we would have
Jak
run
jsme
out of
slyšeli.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
No tak,
Mr.
já jsem
Sandra will be
kolem.
mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
Nějaký úkol.
I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tosswell poster coming in on the next Sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Ty po nás chceš, aby jsme se šli podívat do nějakého tady místního poštovního úřadu, jako jestli ti došel plakát, jo? Ale proč ne?
Thanks a bunch.
XP se nám
Celia
hodí.
works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Tak pome. Pome, co tady máme? Tak tady se zas nebude krást. Nic krást nebudeme. Rizzo, Cleo. Tak.
Look, I don't. Sorry.
Vy nemluvíte, slečno? OK.
Fresh blood at last. Stellar Bay could use some.
Aha. Tady jsou žně. Evidentně taková kosa. Felixi, chtěl bys takovou kosu? Ty brďo. Felixi. Seženem ti kosu. Ježíš, to ty to máš na sobě. Jo, to není parvaty. Ne, toto je hrozný. Ne. No. Jdeme. Tu jachtku. Tak tam máme očividně jít naverbovat tu alkoholičku, lovkyni. Ale my se nejdřív půjdeme porozlínout kolem, když už teda jsme to řekli v tom dialogu. Tak, teď potřebujeme najít obchodníka, aby jsme se podívali, jako jestli to naše vybavení je fakt tak strašný, nebo ne. Monarch. To je asi nějaká kancelář, že? Ano, tam taky zatím nepotřebujeme jít. Resident. Co je tady, někdo bydlí? Ale, co to je? Worker.
Look, I don't... Oh, sorry. For a second, I thought you were Grim.
To je fabrika, tady nemáme co dělat.
Velma seem out of sorts to you? She's always cranky. No, I mean, more than usual. Wouldn't know. I made it a point to stay out of her way.
Left field, toast ball betting. To je jaká sásková kancelář. To je sportbar. Hustý.
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games.
A jak ty to můžeš
So who do you
vědět?
follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial Age Mammoths.
Vůbec nevím, jak se to hraje, o co jde, jo, takže... A budeme taktní?
Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's static on account of the frequency being clogged up, but sometimes it's tossball.
You get to listen to games all day? Stellar Bay really is a paradise.
It's pretty swell, but it's a whole lot better with company. Say, I don't think I've seen you before, and I'd remember that face.
I'll try not to be a stranger then. Name's Felix, by the way.
Tak, děcka, toto je další věc, kterou jsem nezažil v minulosti, protože jsem nehrál s partou, jo. Takže, ta naše kopretina si našla jako kamarádku na Groundbreakeru, jo. A tady náš fešáček si tady našel jako kámošku ve Stellar Bay. Hustý. Jo, tak dívejte, jak to zbližuje, takový cestování vesmírem, zabíjení mutantů. Budeme taktní, jako jim to přeju, pojďme.
You should stop by more often. The games are always better when you've got someone to celebrate with.
Sounds like a good time. I wouldn't mind bringing a couple drinks and settling in for the pennant match.
Look at me, getting carried away again. So, what can I do for you?
Co spíš pro něj, co můžeš udělat? Říkala, že máš problémy s přenosem?
Graham's always filling the airwaves with this propaganda, like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
Felixi. Ale s tou kosou zbalíš určitě. Tak. Tady asi taky nemáme co dělat. A kde to jsme? Ale, jo, to je... Nekradem. Pokud to není vyloženě nezbytně nutný, jo, jako třeba když tam bude nějaký sběratelský předmět, nebo nějaká jako super zbraň. Takže... Je tady někde nějaký shop. Co je tohle? Co? To někdo řve, že byl někdo zabitý. Na záchodě asi ne. Jít tam nepotřebujeme a my nekrademe, takže se tam hloupávat nebudeme. Tady někdo křičí.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Co se stalo?
I clean the apartments while everyone's at work. I've seen all sorts of messes, but this... If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Tady to vypadá jako vražičku, že bychom se zahrali na Sherlock Holmes, anebo Señor la Poirota. Lower on the right. To bude asi tento, že? Yes. Tak. Co tady máme?
Oh, sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
A murder? Hey, is this the part where we go hunting for clues?
Are we gonna get in trouble today? Not that I want to, just seems to happen around you, is all.
To byli ti moji dva. Si tam co si brblali. Tak. Victim. No to není tak hrozný. Chceš to něco říct? Ne. My jsme to jako nedořekli, jo? Aha.
What were we talking about? Oh, right, my last job. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Foreman and I never got on. Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that. What's the word? Restraint. But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick, that felt good. That felt real good. You ought to try it.
Tohle je zajímavé, no. Tady já mám vlastně v podstatě, jako bych měl jasně naznačit, že on je ten, který chtěl, abych mu já pomohl, takže když já řeknu, tak to bude po mým, ale tak to úplně by to nemělo fungovat, ale... Tohle je vtipná verze, to je dobrý, ale nemáme one-handed melee, ani two-handed melee. Nemohl být diplomatický, tomu bys asi úplně nerozuměl, když žil, schovával se někde jako v diplomacii, jo, ale... Tady v tomto případě byste se měli zachovat jako jasně jako kapitán.
Oh, I can do civilized. Proper civilized too. Genuflecting and everything. I caught a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me up, I'd still be back at the docks, waiting for the day my ship arrives.
Přesně, tak jsem rád, že si rozumíme.
Yeah. I guess my ship did arrive in the end. I've got you to thank for that. Thanks for listening, boss. Let's get going.
Cool, důležitý, velice důležitý. Stejně jako Sparvaty, velice důležitý. Všichni seženeme kamarádku na psaní a na povídání a bude všechno úplně super. Stellar Bay, hospoda. Obchod. Le shop, ne vending machine, obchod. Vendor. Nenašli jsme zatím, takže... Nevíte, kde je tady vendor? Asi ne, jo. Workbench. Zeng Shuren.
Well. The only new folk I ever see in town are sublight runners from Fallbrook. But you don't look like one of Catherine's. What can I get you?
Vendor.
If you don't see it, I don't got it. Don't go asking for the special reserve.
No prosím. 205. Takže 320 je light machine gun, 238 je tactical shotgun, bolter pistol 137, grenade launcher 141. A ty máš co?
Do your part to support the local economy? Laws know we need it. What can I get you? All sales are final. Unless
Show
you
me.
threaten me. I'm kidding. Don't threaten me.
$205 jednoručka, což to je ten stejný. Plazma karbina by byla ta stejná v podstatě. No tady je shotgun, no ale to je level 14, to je ještě daleko. Infernosy. Felixy. Ale nebudem předbíhat. Riot Control Armor. Standard Troop Armor. Block. Ale to není hezká, to není hezký. Tady ty jsou hezký, člověci. Determination. Wow. No nic, můžeme prodat junk, že? No, to jsme nic nevydělali. Tak fajn. Vendora máme. Nic nakoupit nemůžeme. Tak půjdeme tady za tím úkolem. Tady ještě další vendor? Jo, tady! Ne, to je ta ona. To se tak jmenuje asi. OK. Co to je? Že to jsou ryby. To tady mají doopravdický tuňáky. Wow. To je jako zmutovaný tuňák, že je na jedné straně takový a na druhé takový. A nebo je jako ugrilovaný z jedné strany, nebo to je půlka rozřízlá. Těžko říct. Dobrý večer.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding all over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud. But I gotta get in there, get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around.
Pěkný oči. Člověče, pěkný obličej.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
Jo, dáme si drink.
Outstanding. What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
Zkusíme to zůstat jakoby neutrální a neříkat jí nic o tom, že ji vlastně potřebujeme. Vacation, to i hnedka dojde, jestli není blbá.
Some hell you've chosen. You must really love fish.
Tak úplně, zase nebudeme jako úplně sarkastičtí. Ale to je zase nejlepší odpověď v té konverzaci. Počkej, pojď.
That is a fucking shame. Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we?
No to jsem mohl na začátku.
Wait,
Jenom se to někam povede, ta konverzace. Tady mají všichni nějaký kamarády a já nemám nikoho.
I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You have to get me something to clear my head.
Yeah. Tak co bys potřebovala?
Outstanding. Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine something?
Co?
Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
Budeme chytří.
Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Ale jo, my tě potřebujeme, aspoň budeš mít čistou hlavu. Máme kafenoid? Ne, musíme jít do MSC dispensáry. Aha, tady jako víc, aha! Tak to nebyl jenom tady ten shop, tady je víc, jo, tak tady je, tady, aha, ok, tak. Jeden vendor je tady, fajn. Dobrý večer.
Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger. Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
I could use a few and telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you?
Jsou takový příjemný asertivní ten pán.
But it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all. Nope, but a man can dream.
To je pravda, to je moc hezky.
Not since Amber Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming. Off to join the iconoclasts or some such. Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka, on account of her being here so often herself. And I don't mean that unkindly. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you?
Jo, ukaž, co máš na skladě. Takže ty máš jenom bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum, 8% discount, to jsme si pokecali, cool. Nebo možná kvůli nějakému perku, nebo kvůli vlastnostem někoho, ale my nepotřebujeme. A my jdeme tamhle do toho krámku, který jsme ještě nenavštívili. Sebastian
Hello,
Adams.
stranger. Can I interest you in Raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
Mostly fresh animal parts, jako čerství díly.
I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
Mr. Pickett? Franklin Pickett from Edgewater?
That's him. He'd been here years, but he always talked about going back to Edgewater one day.
Krásný.
Sure. Mr. Pickett used to run the community center outside Edgewater. He had this grand idea to make it a museum for halcyon life. As my dad told it, Mr. Pickett was always going on about getting a manta queen for the last display. He left the Vale, gosh, years ago.
He came to Stellar Bay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Manta queens, especially.
Aby to nemělo spojitost.
Sure, they're real big. Hard to miss them. Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett, but I haven't seen him in a few weeks. To tell true, I'm starting to get a bit worried about him.
Captain, can we look for him? I'd feel awful if somebody from home was in trouble and we didn't do nothing.
Tell you what, I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him. Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal?
Jo? Fair deal? Je to součástí naší party. Musíme.
Thanks, Captain.
All right then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past the abandoned ruins. Last mannequin I saw was in the wilds out that-a ways. Could be Mr. Pickett still out there too. Yeah, you find him yet?
Aha.
Like what?
Myslím, že máme ještě nějaký další věci
Oh,
k
good.
diskuzi. Ne, tak
Celia
ukaž,
hasn't
co
come
máš
by in
teda.
a few days, so I haven't sold much.
Raptidon meat, mantiquin chitin, Raptidon flange hide, manticarpes, Raptidon hide, cystipic tumors. Udělal zle. Sorry. A ty seš kdo?
Will someone help me? Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
Vy jste taková vyukaná paní, klid, jo?
Don't you tell me to calm down. I promised my boy I'd protect him for always. But how can I keep him safe if he's run away? He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools and poisonous plants, but he didn't listen.
Oh, law, Captain. A youngster won't last long in a place like this.
Zase, parváty, budeme zachraňovat úplně všechny a všude.
Please, won't you go and find my boy?
To bude hodně dlouhá série tady tohle.
He's been pining for an adventure. Says he's tired of living cooped up behind the walls. But he doesn't understand how dangerous it is out there. I warned him. A raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. I just know one's ripped his arm off and is gnawing on his sweet little fingers. He should have listened to his mama. I promised I'd keep him safe here with me. He's been listening to those awful broadcasts that the iconoclasts put out. I begged Sanjar to put a stop to them, but did he? No! And now I just know my boy's run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a mantiquin hasn't spooled out and eaten his entrails for breakfast already. That old settlement, southwest of Stellar Bay. I don't know which is worse, the thought of my son shacking up with them nutty iconoclasts, or that he never made it. Sprats could be nesting in his rotting body alongside the road as we speak. Or maybe marauders got him, pulled all his teeth out, crushed him into their drugs and made him snort them. Oh, the things that could happen to my sweet baby. Those low-life degenerates.
Ikonoklas, to jsou tady nějaká sekta?
Danger. Oh, they make it sound so exciting. Like it's noble to risk
To bude nějaká
all
sekta,
out there
co?
fighting for the greater good.
Not sure I'm seeing the problem here.
You're one of them, aren't you? You should be ashamed of yourself, young man. Just as your mama would be. How noble is it to worry your loved ones?
Felix, ty jsi ikonoklat?
But still they preach their sermons of anarchy and rebellion to anyone who listened. If they weren't holed up in Amber Heights, I'd knock them all upside the head.
Pak, když je to tak, Felixi, tak to teda bude velice zajímavý. Teď ti sejde vosady vart, budeme. Paní, vy jste taková moc vyděšená na mě.
Well, I guess I can't ask you to leave the town walls for free. It is deathly dangerous out there.
My samozřejmě vám pomůžeme ze srdce rádi, jo, už jenom kvůli parvaty, která potřebuje zachraňovat včeličky. Ale teda i včeličky, jo, ale jsme tak trochu na štíru s penězma, takže vám jako pomůžeme, jo. Ale ne hned. Jo, ne hned.
It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in
Ty jste
the
taková
mouth.
jako pěkná republikánka. Jo? Zapláčeme, pak zastřelíme. Zapláčeme a pak zase zastřelíme. Tak, no. A samozřejmě my ještě tady... Máme tady rozjednaný nějaké věci. Felix? Co je Felix? No je Sperkus. Co je tohle? Deset milí. Jedem. Není co řešit. Parovaty. Perkus. Deset ranged. Tak, ale my jsme, ježiš, zase jsem si přepl tady streamový překrytí. Žurnál, a já jsem chtěl tady ty. Kde je ten úkol od toho pána, co nás přivítal ve Stellar Bayi? Vyřešil bych všechno, co máme ve Stellar Bayi, a pak teprve bych šel ven, protože tam zpátky, to jako mě nebaví, to se mě nechce úplně. Passion pills. Ne. 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 Search a jo, tam můžeme hledat to? Tak tam se vydáme určitě. Poster, ale nejdřív teda půjdeme, to je tady kousek někde, si myslím. Tady. Tak se nepojede tam do toho bytu.
Did you ever know him?
I never knew him. I was a stowaway. That's what they call orphans who grow up in
Třeba se nám podaří vyřešit tady úmrtí.
I'm sorry. I must have been lonesome.
Come on, party
Tak,
body, who you
clues,
talking to?
takže.
Imagine me pining after my
Victim.
family. Yeah, I suppose I was a touch lonesome. But hey, look at me now. I made it. I got a ship and everything.
A jak to máme udělat, jako? Something in the apartment might point me into right direction. Hele, ten tady tak leží, on už ho potřeba nebude. A tady je něco. Aha, takže on byl sáskař. Fajn. To taky potřeba nebudeš už. A ten už taky potřeba nebudeš. Aha, a teď z toho jsme vyredukovali co jako? Jo, takže máme tady do toho kšeftu, kde si Felix udělal kámošku novou, ale ještě předtím se jdeme zeptat na ten plakát.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Dobrý den.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
Já jsem tak koukal.
Oh, in that case, welcome to MSI headquarters. Mr. Nandi runs things for Stellar Bay from here. Apart from that, we've got a bar, a diner, and a really great animal parts vendor.
Tak ty máš taky kámoše, jo? Ach jo. Budeme vtipní.
I don't know about that. I really just buy from Sebastian. raptidon acid, canid teeth, whatever he has. So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
Oh,
He's sort of
fuck.
a strong, silent type.
Hej, to je
Unfortunately,
úplně
my
jiný
apartment's
záhrad,
been
když si
filling
takhle
up with
všichni
his stuff,
povídají.
And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell. I couldn't. What if he says no? Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but
Nečekaně.
it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask. Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through
Umíme.
his nose real slowly. I better
Domluvíme.
get back to work.
Sice budeme muset jít ven z města, najít nějakého pána, pozabíjet nějaký mantikvíny, ale domluvíme ti to rande.
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about.
Tenhle?
Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
To je všechno, děkuji ti.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
Pohodě. S tomu nechci. Grim tu... Počkej, ale... No počkej! My jsme se vůbec zeptali ten plakát.
What did he say? You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Tak já jdu. Hele, skočíme ještě tím Sebastianem tady.
Did you know Junlei grown up?
Tady je.
Miss Tennyson? Nah, she never looks
Tak
my
jako
way.
není
You
škaredý,
look
no.
like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts? Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff. Nice of you to say. I like her too. And I gotta admire anyone with her passion for canid hides. But you don't have to butter me up. Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm?
Oh, no, that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smote? Smoot?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for raptidon tongues.
No prosím, no tak na to peníze nemáme. Ale jelikož jsme si nabustili persuade, whatever.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice.
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
That's the spirit, Sebastian. Be yourself. Between you and me, Captain, I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him too well, but we can hope, right? I want them to be happy.
Jo, souhlasím s tou parvatý. Tak, kde je, tady je.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet?
Ano.
What did he say?
Ano.
Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on?
Ano. To je dobrý tohle. Jo. Toto není dobrá odpověď, toto ne, toto bude dobrý.
Oh, I will.
Now I've just got to figure out which jumpsuit I'm wearing and how I'm fixing my hair, or maybe I should go with a casual look? Look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back to work look.
Něco na tom bude, děvče.
Thank you.
Tak, to byl jeden quest, co tady máme, fajn. Teďka musíme jít tady někam do skladu.
Smells like wrapped in here. Oh, it does work.
Look,
Dobrý
you can
den.
tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
Ne, my nelžeme. Zkusíme to zase takhle, fajn.
Well, if you're that friendly about it, then you definitely aren't one of Catherine's sublight toughs. My mistake. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately.
Ale tak jako
First,
třeba se
my
mi to
autoloader
líbí,
foreman
jako jo,
stages a
to
walkout,
nemůžeš
and now
vědět.
my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Přímý, organizovaný přístup, asertivně, jasně řečeno.
Caleb Herrick runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials.
So the job's easy, but you're not doing it? Something smells here.
Ženská furt povídá za
everything smells
mě.
in here, but something's fishy. Wait.
He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more. Not on Monarch. Sanjar threw out the old work mandates and penalties. Tell me about it. Because we've got a budget, all right? And in case you haven't noticed, MSI doesn't exactly have a lot of spare bits on hand.
Nevím, mají pěkný brnění. Starosta chodí v žaketu. Sekretářka má krásný kostýmek. Máte tady čistou klizenou, neřešíte to, že se musí vypínat elektřina tam a tam a tam. Hele, já si můžu promluvit, proč ne?
You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it? I'm joking. Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there. Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer.
S tou musíme asi mluvit.
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess. We're not keen on rules for rules' sake around here. Means Braxton skips work sometimes, but it also means no company boss is telling me when I can take a shit.
These MSI types are living the dream.
Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra jugs he's been taking from supply. Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
No. Tak. Pojedeme na to standardní střední cestou.
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed.
Velká rodina,
Besides,
všichni
the
happy,
Spacer's
jak
Choice
pak
stuff we
happy.
use is cheap enough.
Dívejte tady na to.
And Braxton knows how to get this
Jak
all
tady má
tuned up.
dokonale
That
udělaný ty
and
vrásky,
mostly Tomb of
jestli
Three.
tady vrásčí ten nos živý a takhle.
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Ne, dívejte.
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough.
Dobrý.
And Braxton knows how to get
Hezky
this all
udělaný.
tuned up.
Ne
That
úplně
and mostly
jako
Tomb of Three.
realistický, ale jako fakt hezky udělaný.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say. I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple. Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone. Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work.
I'll wager she don't pay those folks that maintain the mechanicals decent neither.
Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
Je to korporátní svět, takže pravdě nějaký management, micromanagement tady určitě funguje. Takže si to třeba později někdo všimne. Zkusíme to.
Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home.
Ty budeš pěkně vyčuraná,
Near
paní.
the diner.
You'd steal from your own people?
Pěkně vyčuraná.
That's low, ma'am.
That's business. Someone's got to keep the lights on.
Jsi ochotná se s ním potkat na půli cesty?
For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar? Not on your life.
Okay.
Fine by me.
Takže jim spousta.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for
Jsem si
any
nechal pro
special
tebe jako
requests.
velký finále.
You can
Číči.
tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it? She runs the betting parlor across the way.
Jo, to je ta
Nice
Číči, co
professional
Felix
lady.
obdivuje.
I never did catch her name. She seemed real friendly.
Nice hair, slightly oblivious. You must be the infamous Felix. Yeah, Nell's good people. You should catch a
Co
game
se
with her
tady
sometime.
děje? Oni všichni ví o všem, že jsme tady my, že Felix už se tady zamiloval.
Real generous offer too.
A to jsme tady 5 minut.
Damn right it is. It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money. No, I paid Sublight for it, so it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money. Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
Můžeme použít persuade. Intimidate. To bychom si taky měli rozvinout, vypadá to.
Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster.
Aha.
Fine by me.
Tak co tady máme ještě? Ne. Tak, když jsme tady, jak se tady podíváme, ne? Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Tady je takový terminál, ve kterém Velmas, tady nějaký gun. Ve které velmaský. Velmaský asi nenajdem, ale. Jenom se tady tak rychle podíváme, jestli tady není někde velmaský, jo. Hele, vy dva, tady.
If you want to talk to the boss, she's in the warehouse.
Velmičko, nemáš nějaký klíček tady někde? Mr. Oat, co to je? No, tak nic, tak jdem dál.
Heading back.
V tom terminálu jsou takové zajímavé informace, to nevadí. Takže. Investigate left field tossball betting. Tak, no. Ježi, oni si zase budou povídat s Felixem, už to vidím.
Here to catch a game? I'm afraid the transmission's still pretty bad. What can I do for you? Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth. Right, so the thing with Isaac is he didn't know where to stop. He'd get stuck on something, and he just couldn't let it go. Sometimes he'd drink purpleberry punch by the liter, other times he'd keep betting on a losing team. Started owing the wrong people money.
Tak komu?
I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them.
Děkuji ti za tip.
Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the
Zkusíme se jít zeptat na ten plakát, co?
Here to catch a game? I'm afraid the transmission's still pretty bad. What can I do? Signed by the black hole himself. There's no way I could pass that up. Why, did you want to see it? I don't have it yet. I'm waiting on a few customers to pay up before I can give Velma the bits.
Takže Felix, Parvati, nic nepít.
I don't know. This isn't just some poster. It's a genuine tossball artifact. The black hole doesn't even sign things anymore. He just puts a stamp on them. Of course, the only reason I asked Velma about it in the first place was because those sublight fellas lost my shipment of official tossball jerseys. I was gonna line the walls with them. They're the new ones, now with authentic game time aroma. Of course not. No, authentic means close enough to be the real thing, but not actually the real thing. Everyone knows that. Anyway, I guess they tried to take a shortcut around Amber Heights and ran into some trouble. Can't blame them for trying. Those iconoclasts never shut up. But they lost a bunch of cargo, including my jerseys. If you could get those for me, I might let Grimm have that poster. Thanks.
Takže se nám tady nabízí možnost splnit nějaký úkol tady pro Nel a vyměnit to. Donést něco, co vyměníme za ten plakát, OK? Fajn, tak co dál teda tady máme? Investigate Elijah and his gang. Kde je Elijah and his gang? Tamhle.
You ever seen a real life Saltuna?
What do you mean live? Saltuna comes in cans?
Felix, Saltuna is a kind of fish. Lives in the ocean. You knew that, right?
You serious? You tell me there's a fish?
Hey! What are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already
Secret
pissed
alley,
by
jo.
those crazy
Tady jako
marks.
jediná ulička ve městě je vaše secret alley, jo. Počkej, zkusme ho dejít.
Not so fast. You look like you got some bits. I'm thinking we take them off your corpse.
Oh. Oh.
Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof.
Ooh.
And not that it's any of your business.
Když o tom mluvíš, tak mě by se nějaký prachy taky hodily, protože potřebuji koupit nějaký nový query. Tak ale zkusíme tohle pomenout, anebo co?
I don't think so. You're a loose end now.
Myslel jsem si to. Tak, tohle... Nějaká ostrá čičí. Tak jo, tak počkej, ty u sebe nemá žádný prachy. No tak jestli je tohle váš ten, jako já... Jestli je tohle vaše hřišťátko... Počkej, vy nemáte žádný peníze. Tak tohle všechno je vaše a tím pádem to se nebere. To se nepočítá jako krádež. To je zajištění toho. To je zajištění místa činu. No, nicméně. Jdeme to nahlásit.
Well, new business turns up at last.
To víš jo.
Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
Ironický... Zbytečně ostrý.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
Ty si myslíš, že jsem ti přišel na nějakou jako nabídku jako spolupráce s nějakou jako zámožnou rodinou nebo korporátem, jo?
What a charming notion. One doesn't meet many free spirits in Halcyon. Not outside Tartarus prison, anyway. Forgive me, I'd be positively enraptured. Only I take it this means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Tohle taky pěkně ty detaily na tom.
Oh, a shame. I'd been saving a bottle of iceberg-aged whiskey for an occasion like this.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
No, to je zajímavé, když jste se jich zbavili, proč chcete zpátky.
Because he's scared to go it alone. You need the board to hold your hand and tell you everything's gonna be okay. Ain't that right?
Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now.
Aha.
Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with
Takže vaše
individual
svoboda byla
corporations, but
vykoupena
given
tím,
the
že nemáte zásoby.
off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are
A nahoře tam jsou 3 bitevní křížníky, které v podstatě nedovolují přistát.
You talk like Graham.
Can't imagine why you'd sneer at the notion of a free colony. Could it be because you're an agent of the establishment?
I used to be young and idealistic too, but you can't run a city on high-minded ideals.
Jasně, já tomu rozumím, jo. Jako já tě nechci podpalovat nějak, rozhodně. Korporát nesledovat, jo, tady. Vaše rozhodnutí určitě, ale... Co s tím uděláš?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
But will that help the people here, Mr. Sanjar? Keep them fed and safe?
That's precisely what I'm trying to do.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
Tak jak to máte
It's a
vymyšlené?
two-pronged approach. The first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended. With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and
A my jsme
secure
tady
cities
dostali nějaký
in
úkol, my jsme sem přišli kvůli tomu, že jsme chtěli nahlásit vraždu.
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordinance.
I was starting to get bored listening to you until you said the phrase extremely powerful ordinance.
It is quite the rush. An ordinance, of course. We do things in a civilized fashion here, not like Graham's iconoclasts.
There's nothing the board likes so much as paperwork.
I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before
Hej,
we
ty
had to
tady
move
jsou
our
fakt
walls
pěkný,
in.
jo.
And these days, it's overrun with marauders and raptidons. Saying what which way? That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong
Ježíš, to
hands.
smrdí, jo, to je hrozný.
What can I do for you?
Isaac Rose is dead.
But that's terrible. What happened? But that means we won't be able to log their testimonies. If there's one thing I've been hoping to re-establish in Stellar Bay, it's proper documentation for legal matters. Always a shame when tempers get the better of good sense.
Já si taky myslím, že jsme to
Your
vyřešili v
intervention in the
podstatě
matter is much
velice
appreciated.
diplomaticky.
Please consider this payment
Ta
for your
nabídka byla
services.
jasně daná, my jsme taky potřebovali prachy, nechtěli dát. Mohli jsme je prostě jenom zabásnout, sebrat ty majetek, bylo by to, no, ale... I met Grim the
I
ending
see.
tak.
And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff? Well, that's excellent.
Měli
I'll
pěkný
see that your
práci.
feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
Co dál tam máme? MSI and the
Then it's
good
good
old
that I keep
boys,
such meticulous
the
notes.
days.
He and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless anarchists, all of them. If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them. I'm trying to build something here. They only want to destroy things, and they risk ruining Monarch for all of us. It isn't just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels, and pushes us further from the rest of the colony.
So, what's the downside?
Shall I begin with the supply shortages, or the subtle but constant threat of annihilation? He's lucky the board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
Sounds like the board gave themselves the power to arrest an entire planet.
They would say it's for the greater good. Monarch may be dangerous, but it's hardly the wasteland the board describes it to be. Whatever the board's goals, the greater good has little part in them.
Tak, co dál se zeptáme? To už nám odpověděl. Jak jste se dostali z boardu, z rady?
Especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
You initiated your own removal from
Not
the board.
intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1. As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out. Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to, but there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
Pojďme se o tom povídat někdy.
Very well.
Už to stačilo. Začínáme usínat. Tak,
What can I do for you?
Information broker.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not
Devil's
that he's had
Peak.
the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. You'd head south along the road and look for a mountain to the west. Not that I'd advise it. It's a terribly dangerous trek. But if you insist on going, I'd recommend taking a local guide. Nyoka would be a prime candidate.
If you can keep her sober.
Už jsme se seznámili, děkuji. Tak, teďka jsme se tady zakecali, pardon, ale je to nutný, nezbytně nutný, fakt nechci odsaď pryč, ještě než to tady všechno řešíme, takže. Potřebujeme medicínu pro Nyoku, tady. To je první věc. Abigail.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you
To
before.
potkali nějakou Abigail, ne?
With sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember. What can Auntie Abigail do for you? And what a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits. Who's your lucky friend, dearie?
Nelžeme, upřímnost, sarkazmus. Zkusíme that's private.
Now, there's no keeping secrets from Auntie Abigail. Now, I'll tease it out of you one way or another.
Ty budeš nějaká korporátní špionka, víš?
Someone's name for the allotment. After all, I have to keep track of where our little pills wander off to.
Ty jsi rostomilá.
Indeed. Now, how about you
Ale
tell
mně je to v
Auntie
podstatě
and
jedno, já
visit
nechlastám tam v baru a nepotřebuji prášky, takže je to pro Nioku.
Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI, contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much, and you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
Taková falešnice.
I'm afraid it'll be the better part of a month. Our dear Nyoka tends to exhaust her supply rather quickly. Believe me, there's nothing I'd love better than to help you, but there's not much I
Co
can
s tím?
do. Dr. Williams managed
Půjdeme
the
bez ní?
town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
Půjdeme bez ní? Zkusíme to bez ní? Persuade. Bear.
Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the customers. And to keep an extra key to the supply room for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his. The one upstairs, where we store our medicines. In the town graveyard, I'm afraid. Poor man was always searching for the flower of enlightenment. On the way, he tried some rather daring substance combinations. The graveyard's near the southern ruins. You're certainly welcome to pay our respects, but the bodies tend to attract beasties.
We're gonna go tussle with some raptidons? Because I've been practicing my dropkick.
Do be careful. I'd hate for anything to happen to you, dearie.
Máme úkol, že máme nahoru jít pro prášky a ještě optional jako prozkoumat doktorovo tělo.
Chin up, dearie.
Tam možná bude jako kód nějaký k tomu ke dveřím. Prášky na toalece nejsou? Nejsou, co? No, tak nic. Hele, on tady nebyl ten mapy, určitě ne. Tady nic není. Tady je vevnitř externí vchod. Jo, to je o toho, o čem mluvím. No. Ve chvíli, kdy jsem přišel, byly již dveře otevřeny. Ambidextrin, kafe, já potřebuji kafeino. Kafenoid. Yes! Level 11. Dětičko Abigail, já ti moc děkuju. Tak, to máme. Skills. To se nám velice hodilo, takže to si zaslouží. Kodex. Aha, packet suitcase. Ale my potřebujeme ještě ty lokální questy tady vyřešit. Jako, toto není tady. Preston's apartment. Já to tady opravdu chci projít a dořešit ty úkoly, které můžu, aspoň do nějaké míry, ono to asi stejně stínu úplně všechno. Čas se nám krátí, protože tady už je to takový poměrně rozsáhlejší a bude to nadlouho, jo. To znamená, že se nechci pouštět do nějakých výprav ještě předtím, než tady budu mít dořešený to základní. Sami vidíte, že to je dobře, že tady naboostujeme levely. Pak když se dostaneme na level 14, tak už máme možnost mít nový zbraně a zas to bude zajímavější, jo, takže pojďme to tady, co stihneme, tak tady pojďme dořešit. Tak počkejte venku.
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
A kdo pak ty seš, když tady bydlí nějaký pan Braxton?
Braxton. I've never even heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry.
Ty poslouchej, čiči. Doleva, doprava, nahoru, dolů, doleva, doprava, nahoru, dolů. Ty seš mi nějaká... asi světa. Použijeme medical nebo použijeme... Aha.
No, okay, maybe just a little. Braxton always has a good stash, and I just like to let loose a little. Stop thinking about the marauders and the raptidons outside, you know? Oh, damn. He told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick, and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
Tak, mis. Už. Počkej, no co tady děláš, když se nebudeš dál hledat Fed? Jdeme. Pardon. To se nedá přeskočit, nebo co? Dá. Ale bolí to. Tak, co tady ještě v tom městě? Takže tohle je všechno mimo město. Mimo město. Nioka kafenoid, doktorovo tělo prozkoumat. A to je kde? To je tady, tak tam nejdem. Amber Heights, Caleb. Ještě Caleba navštívíme. Kde je Caleb? 79 metrů tudy. Kolikátou liješ? Počkejte tady.
New face, huh? You from Offworld?
My ho chceme přemluvit, aby šel do práce, takže na něj nemůžeme být úplně jako hnusný, musíme být jako upřímní.
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with us?
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking. It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor Velma goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay. Sure thing. What did you want to discuss? If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true. I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits. So far, so but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
Oh, falešnice jedna. Ale. Co pak je tohle? No, tady je to moc vidět, ale. Velmičko. Ty si nám neřekla celou pravdu úplně. Podíváme se tady ještě jednou po tom klíči. Pak ještě budeme teda zvážit jednou ty možnosti.
Sure.
Velma z kontejnerky. Kde by tak mohla mít schovaný klíč? Authorization code nemáme. Cigarette lighter. Oh. Weapons parts. Tady ještě nějaké místo, kam se dá schovat klíč. Tady jsme byli. Tam jsme byli. To je ještě děsný, dost děsný.
Hey, Velma, I got your caffeinoid pills.
You're a lifesaver. Hope Abigail didn't give you a hard time.
Just the usual. Any word on Braxton?
Nothing. Don't know how much longer I can cover for him either. Give me those pills, will you?
Here you go. You know, you might consider a real night's sleep instead.
Ale tak se o tom všichni promluvíme. Dáme si tady quick save, že jo? Tím nic nepokazíme.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt too.
Gosh, this old girl's in a rough way. Even old Bess in Edgewater was in better shape than this.
Hey, you want to try running a cannery with obsolete machinery? You be my guest.
Sorry, ma'am. I wasn't trying to be rude. It's just your flanging apparatus isn't making a strong flange, so your sealer isn't sealing right, and...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Huh. I'll have to try that. Anyway, what do you folks need?
Ta Parvati mně připadá, že je taková jako velice jako vzdělaná, že rozumí všemu. Velice komunikativní, protože furt mluví.
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
To jsem nechtěl. Co jsem to dal? Ne. Vůbec. Protože tady nemám možnost. Kayla.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say.
No jako úplně ne, protože jsem slyšel, že jako kradeš.
I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
Nelžeme.
Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then you'll have to come back.
A tady asi budu muset,
he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home, near the diner.
Zkusíme to. Máme to uložený, když tak už by to nedopadlo. Mluvám se, já to fakt nedělám rád, ale...
Same thing as me. Where's your proof? Because I know no one's been poking around my terminal lately.
Wow. I'm at a loss for words.
Just as a hypothetical. Nothing to see on my terminal, of course. Because I've done nothing wrong. Fine by me.
Nothing to see on my terminal. Kde by mohla mít to heslo nebo ten klíč? Kde bydlí? Ne, nebydlí ona v tom baráku? Tam, kde bydlí všichni ostatní, tam, kde byla ta mrtvola. Kde je ten dům? Tamhle.
So, you brought home the other night. Finally.
Music box. To je jako doplněk na loď, jo. Ne, máme málo megů, nebudem tady to. Buď to prostě najdem, nebo to nenajdem. Hele, tady je kosa, ale. Ta tady nebyla. Nebyla tady kosa. Ne. Felixi! Kámo, dívej, co jsem ti našel. Wow. Jsi fešák, ale má to menší damage, než to měl, takže to zase beru. Velma mentioned her office terminal. Tady nám to dokonce ukazuje pointer, tak se tam jdem podívat, dobře. Co, už je večer, jdete domů? Tak jdem za Calebem, dáme řeč.
Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with us? Sure thing. Nope. I'm calling her bluff. If she wants to threaten us, we'll see how she likes it when Sanjar finds out she gave Sublight even more dominion in Stellar Bay.
Nevím.
They're real pretty. And they got these really
Pojďme se podívat na ten terminál ještě jednou.
I heard they spit acid right in your eyes. You saw one of them up close?
I mean, yeah. They're just about everywhere in Edgewater. Can't hardly turn a corner without slipping in their entrails.
Wait, are we talking about the same thing?
You're not talking about Saltuna?
Tady nic není. Tady to nám nepomůže, pokud prostě najdeme ten klíč. No, tak já nevím. Co to je? Já na to nemám skill, ale... No tak... Příště. Dáme level, hodíme si něco do... Nebo nemáme nějaký budíč. Nemáme mi nějaký ten, který nám přidá. Počkej, co potřebujeme? Ať teda jsme... Brnění. Tak tam nic. Jak se to jmenuje? Lockpick. Stealth. Já mám -5. To když to udělám takhle. Tak už jenom 3. A tak je nějaký booster. Ježíšmarja, ty tady běháš nahej. Tak... Co máte vy dva na sobě? Nemáte na sobě nic? Počkej, Parvati. Ne. 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 Automat. Pojďme, ještě máme chvilku. Šup, automat. Tady je nějaký vending machine, přímo tady někde. Tady v kafeterii. Long guns +5. Super. Stealth -5. Jiný automat. To musíme dát, už zbývá jenom pár skillů. Barman.
Something else I can do for you?
No, ukaž, to máš. Teď už máš jenom 3, jo, to ostatně vychlastala. Tak jsi normální. No, jsi vychlastá úplně všechno, co tady je. Kde je ten? Tady ten fešák. Máš něco, co když s ním, tak budu mít lepší stealth? A ty?
Do your part. What can I get? If you don't see it,
Tady to mělo. Ta čepice jedna měla stealth. To se generuje náhodně. Tak. Přátelé. Jdeme na to, jdeme na to. Velmičko. Jeden mag. Hej. Jeden mag. To není možný, jeden mag. Pojďte, rychle, musíme někde najít jeden mag. Tak, pojď. Jsou nervy.
Great work.
Signet to byla pousta. To dořešíme v rámci questu. Ona tady nemá ten klíč. No, tak. Tak to je konec, přátelé. Takže to byl Outer Worlds pro dnešek. Jsme na Monarchu. Prošli jsme město, seznámili jsme se s místními obyvatelama, udělali jsme tady poměrně dost úkolů, řekl bych skoro všechny. No a příště se vrhneme tady do divočiny na Monarchu. Takže jsem rád, že jsem tady byl, jestli se vám to líbilo, tak dejte like, dejte odběr a já se na vás budu těšit příště. Mějte se hezky, čau Jenda.